Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Level 3 Heat. We're a little bit off, guys. We're a little rusty. We haven't recorded in a while. As you know, this is our first podcast for the new year, for 2020. We're going to go around and say our names just for old time's sakes. Hopefully we have some new listeners in this new year. Mariah.
I'm Lala.
Yo, shorty.
Why it took so long to say that? But last but not least, it's your girl Ann.
And welcome, guys. Welcome to this podcast. So today we're going to be talking about something a little bit different than what we talked about.
Wait, tell them, hold up.
Yeah.
We sound a little off today because we're not recording together, okay? We're in
We can't let them know our secrets.
Stop. Because
they don't hear
like,
it.
why these bitches not in sync like they usually are? And we just gotta let them know.
Well, for all those that don't read, we decided to do a remote recording because we can afford to do that. So we are recording in 3 different cities. I am in Miami right now at the Super Bowl. And Ann is in Houston, Texas. Okay. And Mariah is in the Bronx, New York, because that's where she belongs.
Why I gotta be in the Bronx?
Why the Bronx of all places? You got her in that rat city.
That's where she belongs.
Wow. That's crazy. And how many episodes are you gonna come on just insulting our listeners? I don't get it. Every time, y'all don't know how to read?
Because we be telling them, follow us here, do this, do that, and they be struggling. So we have to spell it out.
Okay, well, back to our
That was Lala. So if y'all need somebody to beat the hell up, Lala. Get Lala.
I'm just kidding. I love you guys. I'm so happy to be back.
Yeah, and she lied about her location. So we're all in Massachusetts. We're just not in the same cities. But I'm going to continue with our regularly scheduled programming.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get into our topic a little bit today. But first, let's talk about... Wait, we have a couple of announcements.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
It just seemed like you skipping over.
Yeah, I thought she was about to skip over it.
I'm just ready to get it chopped and screwed, okay?
I don't like that word. I'm going to be honest. I don't like that word.
So obviously, welcome to the new year. I think the biggest thing, Ann just came back from Cali. Shorty was on the West Coast.
Oh my God. First of all, I was in LA and I met my homegirl Jaisha out there. And I was with a few of my other friends, and it was mad fun. We went.
But wait. Can we get a shout out for Jaisha? Because she is a number one supporter.
No, Jaisha is a number one supporter. No funny. Shout out to Jaisha at JAISHAENC on Instagram. That's my homegirl.
Yes, I'm sure they'll remember that.
Well, I spelled it out for them.
The hell? She done got an accent too.
You guys have anything else you want to put up in the announcements?
Wait, I want to say Cali was really fun up until it wasn't. But it was a good time. The weather was nice. I met the Vine famous guy. Well, he's kind of Instagram famous now. What is you doing, baby? The Knick Knack Paddywhack, that guy. You know what I'm talking about? That going around with.
I still don't know.
Yes, I use that
Dan
GIF.
is the man with the. You know what I'm talking about?
He's literally in GIFs everywhere on Twitter. It's oh no, baby, what is you doing? And he
Hello.
Oh my God.
Can you guys send it to me? Because
We'll do that later.
No, Lala. You be acting so stupid sometimes. I can't stand it. You know exactly who it is.
Yo.
He be hyping up Dan Rue, the white guy that be doing the things with his legs.
Don't know who that is.
You know exactly who he is.
Honestly,
anyway.
in the
we'll
words
catch you
of
up later.
Kiki Palmer, I do not know that man.
Yes, you did. And don't say that. Because we put him onto this podcast, so stop it right there.
Oh.
Yeah. Stop it right there. But anyway, so I saw him out there, met him at Meg Thee Stallion's freaking release party. That shit was so fun. Oh my goodness. It was a good time. And I seen Meg Thee Stallion, Brother Nature. I met this Dominican rapper, Mozart La Para. that is. He's tied to Rock Nation though, but hey. And I don't know, it was just a fun time. It was good.
Well, I'm happy you enjoyed yourself because you came back with the flu.
Yeah, but that was because it was passed on to me from someone on the trip who was sick, coughing all over the damn Airbnb, sneezing, not covering her damn mouth. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's why. That's why.
Damn.
Listen, this is crazy flu season this year. I don't know what's in the air, but something's in the air. Y'all need to wash your hands, cover your mouth, stop being in people's spaces. That shit is no joke. I just dealt with the flu for the past week. That shit is no joke.
It's crazy because she came back from California, but yet she brought all this shade.
She brought all this shade and no gifts for us. So,
Bitch, did you give me gift money? I don't think so. Goodbye.
Well, that is not a gift.
Well, hey. Because that California tax is something serious, let me tell you.
No, I don't have anything to report except that, I left 2019 in good spirits with my family, of course, and now, I'm entering 2020 with more good vibes, more life, more success. We're just ready to go, and I'm happy to be kicking off the podcast in such a good way. So,
yes.
Yeah.
I have to agree with that. I don't have nothing else to add. Yeah, I got over a cold too. These people at my job, they hit me with the shimmy shimmy Cocoa Puffs, and I was out. But I'm better now. I'm feeling much better. Thank Jesus. But
seriously,
let's get into this episode. So today we're gonna talk about religion.
But do y'all have goals for 2020? Like, hold the fuck
up. Girl, we trying to get into this episode. They don't want to hear about what you got to do.
Over stuff, like, girl.
We don't have goals. We don't have goals because we broke.
They don't want to hear about what you got to do.
No, so one of my goals was to become more disciplined. I feel like there's always something you can practice self-control in, and whether it's discipline in your finances, your spirituality. I wanted to be more disciplined on a more tangible effort. I want to buy a home. I just feel like I keep saying that because I want to prophesy over my life. So those are my two main ones right now. And then obviously to get one of y'all's mans because duh, why not?
That's your goal. You're fucking pathetic. Move on.
That's absolutely disgusting.
Bitch, disgusting.
I wish you would.
Well, thank you for that blessing, Mariah. That was nice of you.
Wow, Mariah, beat her the hell up.
Exactly.
All right. My goal is to finally graduate from grad school May 2020.
Which will be happening.
Prophesy.
Definitely take some more trips and find a great job that accommodates these trips that I plan on taking this year.
Okay.
I think that's pretty much it.
I think very heavily this year I want to focus on my financials. Try to save some more money. My goal is to definitely go to St. Lucia this year. We already started putting that in motion, I'm going to be breaking it down, bucking it up on the road. That's my biggest goal right now. I also think I want to make sure I keep consistent with my motivation for this year. So if I say I'm going to do something, I want to keep that fire to keep going. I don't want to just get tired and just be like, I don't feel like doing this. And then next thing you know, it's 2021 and Mariah's still sitting here. That's not no good. So I just need to stick to what I say I want to do and just get there.
Mariah, you don't want to tell them the good news though?
Again, are you FBI or something? I didn't know you.
But that's literally
I didn't know you was a cop. I didn't know you was a cop.
Yo, she trying to give out your whole government.
She's so fucking aggy.
Since you want to already put it out there.
Nope, don't even say it anymore. Nobody cares.
Nope.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares about Mariah.
I am moving out of my mama's house, okay? I'm moving on up. And into an apartment with roommates.
No, that's still good though.
Hopefully, I'm ready for some new experiences. Hopefully, these are good people. I don't want to have to call the cops on nobody. But I'm
Poison
just ready.
nobody cereal.
Yeah, please. And like, don't be touching nobody's food in the refrigerator. I don't want to deal with this. This is not UMass Dartmouth. This is not the Dells. We are all working adults. So I'm just hoping for some new adult experiences and, just ready to take that next step into adulthood. We'll figure out if I'll ever get my license, but we won't worry about that right now.
You should be worrying because I'm tired of driving, let me tell you.
Well, you keep picking me up, shorty, so.
You ain't lying.
Okay, so finally we can get into the episode. Jesus Christ. Speaking of Jesus, we're talking about religion today.
Wow, that was a beautiful transition, Mariah. That was beautiful.
So we're just gonna talk kind of about like our modern influences on religion. Like, where's religion at today?
What does it mean?
But I'm gonna start off.
Yes, I was gonna interlude into that, but go ahead.
Never mind. Never mind. Because clearly, maybe I'm jumping the gun over here. It just seemed like you not. I just don't know where you're going. I just don't.
Are you looking at the outline? Ann?
You know what's crazy? That's just about to
say.
But I was gonna say before we take a deep dive into the religion topic, sadly, we had someone in the Black community pass away, Mr. Kobe Bryant and his lovely daughter. They had passed away recently, which is very, very sad. And people
if you're living under a rock, Kobe Bryant is a now Hall of Fame basketball player. Okay, drafted 1996. Okay, he was 13th draft pick, I believe. All right, let's give this man his credit.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I said,
he was all inducted into the Hall of Fame, but apparently he wasn't. He was supposed to. He was nominated or something, but now he's officially because of tragedy.
Well, he was.
They want to give you your flowers after you pass away.
You're gone. Yeah. I'm like, damn, he should have been in there. But okay.
No, it's about eligibility. So it was actually, it just so happened to be that this year he was eligible.
But yeah,
is he retired like 4 years ago?
Yeah. Oh. People get drafted in the Hall of Fame after they've retired. Sorry, Mariah, continue. Yes, this is...
I want to just send all the blessings to his family, because I know that's very hard for them to deal with, losing a father and a daughter at the same time, a sister. Like, that's very hard.
And the 9 others as well. Well, the 8.
Yes.
Or 7
yes.
others?
7, girl, 7.
Yeah. The other 7 that died, that's very sad. Like, but people kind of took, like, I guess like an odd kind of, let's not say odd, everybody has their own opinions. People took their own opinion on his death, which kind of ties into our topic today. Like, some people were saying that, like, because he went to church that morning, and if, like, he was a true believer in, like, God, then, like, God wouldn't have let him and his daughter pass away, which,
or be in
I don't know.
Situation.
Be in that situation. How do you guys feel about that?
Ooh, I've been waiting for this recording all week because, I'm very vocal about my faith. If you've ever met me in real life, I am a follower.
First of all, she can't talk, but you still want to become at the followers crazy that they can't read or something.
Guys, I'm being serious. No, I am a follower of Jesus. I have a wonderful relationship with God. Everything that I do, I try to make sure it's rooted in my spirituality. So, I'm assuming that people were referring to, like, the way we look at the afterlife and how Jesus is supposed to protect us. So, again, I can only speak from my view. But in the Bible, God doesn't necessarily guarantee us life on this earth. In fact, he's dedicated a lot of the Bible to what happens after we leave the earth. And so people look at him dying as negative, but if you're spiritually rooted, at least in God and the Holy Spirit, we know that there's this afterlife that's actually supposed to be much better than the hell we're living in. So, no, I don't agree with the rumors. You know, most of the time I feel like it's just people who have no spirituality context whatsoever, but that's just my opinion. I know you guys are both
But I just think
spiritually rooted too.
it's just so tragic how it happened, and I just hate that she only got to live 13 years of her life. Like, he already lived out his life, basically. He did what he wanted to do. Obviously, he probably wanted to do more, but he made it to 41. Like, he already did a majority of things. She just basically stepped foot on earth. Like, it's just not fair that she had to go. Like, any of them. It's just not fair.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. Personally, I guess everything happens for a reason, and I don't know. I don't know. Because, like, this kind of challenges my faith in a way, because I'm just like, okay, I don't want to doubt God in everything that he does, because then I'm like, damn, I might be, like, committing a sin, doubting what he's doing. Then it's like, but why did you do it? But then it's like, should you question God? I don't know.
I think, like you said, that part of, like, everything happens for a reason. I definitely believe in that. I don't think we necessarily always see why it happens in the moment. There's always, like, something after. And I don't think it's necessarily our place to know why. It's just, it happens. Maybe she served her purpose on this earth. Maybe she touched the lives that she was supposed to touch, and now God is calling them home. So I don't think it's necessarily our place to even, like, be like, oh, why? Or be like, oh, God took them away. Like, that means that God wasn't protecting them. Unless you up there with him, you his right-hand man, he sent you an email. You don't know. You really don't know. So that's just how I feel about that.
And that's on period.
It was so tragic, because that morning I was at In-N-Out, and I was on Instagram, and I just seen the
preparing
thing
your bubble
up.
guts.
First of all, the In-N-Out was disgusting. That's besides the point. I saw it, and we just all looked at each other. We said, no, this is not real. Like, the mood just changed, and you could just feel the mood shift in LA too. Like, it was fucking just ridiculous.
Yeah, I remember when you texted us that morning, and I was like, what if this is like a fake report or something? I was like, this can't be real.
That's what I thought at first too, because I'm like, TMZ be getting shit wrong. But they got it right that time.
I thought Ann was just smoking too much over there, to be honest.
I cannot. I literally cannot.
I don't take part in those illegal activities. Well, actually, it's legal over there. You know what? Yeah, I took part in it out there. Yeah.
You was smoking that Cali Kush?
Man, that was some strong stuff.
Oh, my God. I read that text. I said, I know this girl's little and all. Probably hit her too.
No, but it was just, it changed the whole mood of the day. Like, it was so depressing to end the trip off like that. And we went to the Staples Center, and, like, everybody's yelling Kobe and just crying and recording. It was bad.
No, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. But, everyone's going to have their opinions on that. But let's move into our first question in the kitchen. So
people forgot about the kitchen, huh? We're cooking?
Yeah, we're cooking now. So who do you guys feel influences your involvement in, like, religion or spirituality? I'm gonna let you guys answer that first. I'm gonna cook up my answer while y'all are answering. All right?
This is why you belong in the Bronx. You see that? You see that?
The people who influence our spirituality or religious beliefs are the people we grow up around. So our parents and family, basically. Whoever raised you, I think so. Because I was raised as Seventh-day Adventist. So that's basically all I knew growing up. Pretty much it. And, like, in a Haitian household, God comes first before anything. So it's like, it's church or nothing. Every Sunday you at church. Every night you on your knees praying. Like, church.
I would agree. I think that, being Caribbean, being Haitian, it's just, I want to say like Christianity is like the number one religion in Haiti, but don't quote me. It's just something you're grown into, and
No, I think it's Catholicism.
Catholicism. Oh, okay.
But it all falls under Christianity.
Yeah.
Oh,
I definitely think that it starts at home. You know, church and religion and spirituality first get introduced at home, and then as you grow up, like you start having experiences, and the world starts to influence your opinions, and you know you make a way on where you want to go. But I think overall, like I really think that inside we're all searching for something that's bigger than us, like something that's bigger than the physical, regardless of what we call it. I think we just have this like natural urge to want to like meet the spirituality part of our lives.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna agree with you guys with what you said as well. I think family, your community, your environment, just your upbringing, very much influences your how involved you are in spirituality or religion.
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes people even have bad experiences growing up with religion, and that makes them into adults that aren't like necessarily connected to their spirituality, or like they don't want to have anything to do with that because they have had bad experiences with religion. And I think also our communities, because I think it's specifically in Black communities, sometimes people can be a little judgmental as well. So then it's like, oh, I have to go to church. Like, I have to be there on this day. Easter Sunday, I best be there. Halloween, I best be there. So then it's like, it's like sometimes I feel like people don't even necessarily have a connection on their own, but it's like, because everybody else is telling me this is where I need to be, people are just like, well, that's where I have to be. And that could be also on their influence. I mean, growing up, I always grew up in like a Christian church, mostly like Baptist, which is kind of like a Southern denomination of the Christianity. But I think I didn't really have a real connection to spirituality honestly, till college. And then it's just like, you experience things in college, and it's like sometimes you just got to get down there and pray.
And it's on your own will. It's on your own will this time. Nobody, made you do it. That's the biggest part. Is it was your own will.
Nobody's forcing you to get up to go to church. No one's forcing you to put those itchy stockings on with that dress.
With them ruffle socks.
Yes.
I remember.
It's just like you.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you were
sorry.
No, it must be the other Mariah. Like, what's going on?
No, sorry. I was having some technical difficulties over here. We're breaking up because we all in different cities. What was I saying? I was just gonna be like, I felt like I wanted to be in the spirit. Like, I wanted to feel God's power. Like, once I got to college, like, experiencing certain things, like, there was just days where you just felt like, I just cannot make it. Or, like, I don't even know if I want to be here anymore. And it's just, like, you just ask for a sign or something. And, like, you have that thing to believe in. That's something that can, like, carry you through. And I think that's what further influenced my spirituality. And also being around people who also believe. For example, like you guys are like, I remember me and Anna going to, it was like the gospel choir.
Girl, I was just about to bring that up.
I was about to bring it up. Funny, because I used to go alone. I didn't really know anybody that was, besides like Viv, I didn't really know anybody, and I used to actually go to that alone.
And I used to be so mad because I had duty every freaking time. So I would have to rush over there before duty to go listen to the word, listen to the little praises.
And let me tell you, that moved the spirit, okay?
No, that one time.
Well, let's explain what we're talking about. We used to have something, and I think they still do it, but at our university, we went to UMass Dartmouth. Not the Ivy League.
Sword gospel choir.
Yes, and there was a gospel choir that would put on an entire performance. They would hire a pastor, and she would basically tailor the message to the youth. And like when you're in school, look, there is no the world is your playground. There's no structure in that way. And so it was nice when someone came in and reminded you of like the reason why you were there. So, yeah, that was gospel.
So that day, God. So that day, I don't even know. They just started like praying and stuff. I don't know. And then I saw someone, she started speaking in tongues. It was like the most craziest experience I had ever seen, like ever experienced. And my whole body just went in shock. And like I just broke down and started crying, and I couldn't stop crying. And I left and I seen Mariah in the hallway and I couldn't stop crying. Like I literally could not stop crying. And I was like, why am I still crying? Like, and that was one of my hardest semesters because I was just so depressed and I was so upset, so unhappy with where I was, like who I was around and everything, like the shit that was happening to me that semester. And I was just like, I couldn't stop shaking. I couldn't stop crying. I made it to my room. Eventually I called my mom and I was just praying on the phone with her because it was just that bad. Like, and then I had to go to duty.
Yeah.
It was a crazy experience. I will never forget that. Never.
And then, she started hanging out with me and I made her life better. So.
Mariah,
relax. But speaking about, like, how our communities, our families influence our view and how deep we are within religion and spirituality, do you guys ever feel like you feel guilty for not being as involved, or like if you feel like you're straying away from it? Do you feel like you're feeling guilty out of your own will, or because others around you are telling you you need to be there?
I think when I was in college and my mom was like pushing me to go to church on campus and to go do this, I would feel guilty for like not going because like in that moment I was doing it for her. I wasn't even doing it for like God or for like the relationship I was trying to have. I was just doing it for her. And so like that would make me feel guilty for just like not going. But when you're doing things on your own will and you are so desperate that you're looking for a connection that's bigger than those around you, that's like a different type of guilt. That's like because like for example, how Anne describes her experience at gospel choir crying and all that was my same experience. And like that is to me, that translates to like our spirit being so hungry for something good, something that we're not used to, that like once we're in that moment where it's just like all this goodness is around and we're talking about the Holy Spirit and everything, like it becomes this weight lifted off your shoulder. So like it was just, I feel like when I went to the gospel choir for this first time, it was like all the guilt that I had on my shoulders of not having this connection before was lifted off, Like, I don't know if anybody else felt that, but like, I felt like that's why I was crying. Cause it was like, oh, I don't have to carry this anymore,
Definitely. I think I didn't necessarily feel it from my family as such, because I feel like my mom is she's a very open person. She likes for us to like make our own decisions and like talk about how we feel and stuff. So I didn't necessarily feel it from her, but like there would be other people in like your communities and stuff that would be like somebody, little auntie from down the street. Oh, you haven't been to church? Da-da-da. How come you haven't been to church? God says you need to go to church. Da-da-da. Blah, blah. So then it's like you don't take it as serious, but then you start thinking about it and like, damn, do I need to be in there? Mm-hmm. Like, am I sinning? Like, what's going to happen to me? Like, Especially once you go to college, like, it's not as easy to like find a church home that you can actually connect with. I feel like then you have so much to do as well as college, and then it's like another layer adds onto that. Then it's like the people are like, oh, like, well, that shouldn't be an excuse as to why you can't go to church and stuff because you have something to do. Uh-huh. And then I just feel like it's all the other layers that go into it.
It's literally everybody else's opinion but your own about it. That's literally the saddest part, is everybody else telling you how you should do it when it's like, no, you decide how you want to do it.
Uh-huh. All right. Anything else you want to add in before we move to the next question?
Nah.
Okay, you child.
No, I think you guys kind of like hit the mark there, so we can move on to the next question.
Okay, so bringing it back to like today, to the modern age, do you think people are as religious now as they were in the past? And if not, like, what is turning people away from religion or spirituality?
Damn, that's like a very hard question. I think we could probably name a few things, and you guys will probably feel the same way, but definitely social media.
So you do believe that people aren't as religious now?
Okay, wait, hold on. I changed my answer. Wait a second. No, I think that people are having more conversations about spirituality, but it's like, I guess it's about how, like, what place is that coming from? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very hard for me to say the conversations people are having are because they actually are having unique experiences with whatever they believe in versus they just want to contribute to, like, bigger conversations about spirituality because it's, like trending. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what part of it is personal and what part of it is, like, oh, I just want to follow the crowd.
I mean, from what I've seen, I don't think people are as religious as they were in the past. I think people are more spiritual, and I think there's a difference between the two. I think religion is a set of man-made rules that you're supposed to follow to be like in good standing within this, like, your belief. But I think spirituality is your connection with the higher being that you believe in. So I do feel like more people are spiritual now compared to religious. Like, I don't see people necessarily feeling like, oh, like, I have to be at church. I have to do this. I have to do this and this, that, and the next, right? I don't know. But I don't know. I just feel like people are just doing whatever they want to do now, kind of.
Pretty much.
Chit-chatting.
Yeah, I don't think people are as religious. Definitely more spiritual. Like, they're just finding their own way and tapping into different, like, mindsets or, like, different, let me see. What's the word? Because I don't want to say religion because that doesn't, like, just different options out there that they can connect to. Because I feel like, excuse me, especially in, like, the Black community, it's either you're going to church, you're a Christian, or you know, doing all that. You have to be that one set thing. But, like, what if I don't want to do that? What if I believe in something else? I feel like people are more open to doing that now.
Yeah, definitely. And I think people are more open to talking about the different choices. Or, like, if someone says that they're atheists, I don't think we like burn them at the stake as much.
No, I remember sophomore year, I was
damn, Ann, sounds like you was burning them.
Ann said, I was out there with my pitchfork.
No, sophomore year, I remember I was in the one of the suites in Oakland, and we was all sitting in there and we was all chilling, whatever. I forgot what we were talking about. And this girl was like, oh, no, I think it was like, we were like, oh, are you going home for Easter or whatever? She's like, I don't celebrate Easter. I'm an atheist. I said,
oh
what?
Gosh. Oh, my goodness.
I was like, oh, okay. And I just kindly just stepped back and walked away.
But you see, that's where that judgment is coming
I
in.
know, but it was just like, okay, obviously looking back on it, that was probably wrong. I mean, I didn't say nothing to her. I was like, oh, okay.
You just stepped back away from her in a public crowd.
It wasn't public. This is a whole suite. I could walk around. But it was like, I was like, oh, okay, there's no point in, like, furthering this conversation because we don't see eye to eye already. Like, I'm not going to start a whole debate because you don't believe in something. I genuinely don't care what you do with your life. That's not my business. But I'll tell you who the person is after.
I think we come across these different situations in college as well. We get to mix and mingle with these people from different backgrounds. Like, I remember there's, like, people who are, like, for example, Jehovah's Witnesses. Like, you be out here ready to be like, oh, happy birthday, Merry Christmas. And they be like, nah, like, relax. We don't do that.
We don't do that around here.
And I never understood that. Like, why don't you celebrate your birthday? Why don't you celebrate these.
You're gonna have to ask them that. You're gonna have to do some research.
That is the part, exactly. That is the part that college actually granted us the opportunity to like have those conversations, because it's like very taboo, I feel like, to talk about spirituality at work. Like it's almost like like something you shouldn't do. But when you're in school, like it is an open platform for you to just toss around ideas and what others are doing in their spirituality. So
to be honest, I don't even think I don't think I really, maybe I just didn't pay attention to it, but I feel like I never even like heard of 7-day Adventist. So I got to Dartmouth, and then I'm just like, oh, everybody is a 7-day Adventist here. What is this about?
Everybody from Brockton, come on now.
All the Haitians.
Literally all the Haitians.
No, but I definitely think, to wrap up your question, definitely think people are talking about spirituality more, but from where it comes from, we don't know.
I mean, so there was the other part of the question is like, what's turning people away? And I think we kind of touched on it before in the first question, like how people have had like poor experiences with religion before, or like feeling like they're being judged, and then they just don't feel welcome in that environment. So I think that's what's turning people away too. Like I've heard stories about people like they felt like they've been done dirtiest by people they went to church with, or like people talking about them.
Yeah, they be gossiping, fighting in the church and stuff, and it's like, this is not how a church is supposed to be.
Yeah,
like you seen that video of that pastor? He was doing that. He was getting ghetto, and it's just like
he was getting ghetto with who?
I don't remember. I think it was going around on Twitter. It was this older black pastor.
Send it to us.
Oh, he was getting ghetto with another guy, right?
No, he was getting ghetto with a female attendee of the membership or the fellowship. And
no, I had seen another one where they were saying that he was, playing for the same team.
Nah, the other one, he was trying to bless the river, and and it's just like, I think certain things like that, people go into it like, oh, like you guys are judging people based off they're supposed to be doing this, they're supposed to be doing that, but then you guys who are part of this Christianity, or you guys are part of this religion, are not even following it yourself. So then I think that makes people feel like, why should I believe in this? And it turns them away.
Yeah, and I think that's every single like religion. There's just really good people and there's still really bad people, and you don't know what is what when you're dealing with people. Like they could be one way in church or in certain settings, and we know damn well many of these people are not that offline. So I don't know, it's like hard to tell. It's just so hard to tell what's real and what's not real.
I don't know what else would necessarily turn people away. Maybe just feeling like they have to be committed to something. And I think that's where this new age of like spirituality comes in, where it's like, you are doing this out of your own free will. Like you shouldn't have to be like committed to a certain thing or whatever. So I mean, I guess we can go on to the next one. So, I mean, this one's kind of a little bit similar, but we're going to still ask this question. Do you think it's important for people to be spiritually connected now, like in 2020 with everything that's going on in our crazy world? Do you think like it's still important for people to be connected to something?
Personally, people are saying that this is the end of times, but people say this all the time, that it's the end of times. So I think if you feel in your heart that you want something to be connected to, then you do that. But if you truly don't believe of anything in the afterlife, or if you feel like you're just going to be reincarnated into something else, whatever, then you do what you want. But me personally, I know that I believe there's something in the afterlife, and I want to get prepared for that. Okay. I don't want to be the one left off that train.
On the rapture, you want to be the 99?
Moving
on. No, I agree. I think that I'm actually okay with people being connected in some way, and I truly think most people are, like, get away from just the denominational stuff. Like, think about how many people, like, believe in astrology and are looking at their horoscope to tell their future, and tarot card readers, all of that. Now, there are certain things I don't necessarily, like, follow. It doesn't align with me, but I do think that it's important for people to believe in something, because this world can eat you alive, and the narrative is always negative. You turn on the news, it's negative. You turn on, like, social media, it's negative. So if there is something that's keeping people, like, alive and following their dreams and, like, freeing people from addiction, all these different things that people believe in are changing their personal lives, I'm all for that. Whatever you got to do to be the best version of yourself, I'm with it.
Mm-hmm. I agree very much. I think you have to have something to believe in, like you said, in this world. And I think everybody wants something to believe in, whether they admit it or not. Like, to get through day, like, you just need something to look forward to, or, like, have something that is going to hold you together, especially in those times when you feel like everything is just falling apart. And has been times where I just felt like, I'm done with everything. Like, where's the cliff? I'm joking.
That's probably not funny. Probably in Highbridge.
I'm joking. I'm talking in metaphors. But then I don't know. I feel like I sit there and then I pray, and it just feels like a weight is lifted off my shoulders, and I feel like, okay, I'm gonna be good. Like, and I put my faith into that. But yeah, I mean, that wasn't funny, guys. Let me apologize right now. That wasn't funny.
You do that.
Where's the clip?
I say stuff like that sometimes. I'm working on it, guys. So
PC, politically correct, Mariah.
I'm working on it. But yeah, how do you feel about this, Ann?
I'm sorry. Wait, what?
Oh my God. Was she here the whole time? I don't get it.
I answered the question first.
Oh, did she? About being spiritually connected?
Yes.
Wow, I'm a little tired then.
That's why I was like, wait, what?
Okay, well, then I guess that sums up that question. We all definitely feel like, you guys need to be connected to something. But with anything, there's always the good, and then there's the bad. So there has been times when I personally believe people have used religion and taken it too far. Where do you guys feel like you have seen this, like, especially now?
Social media. Come on now, sis.
Like, I hate when people do those posts like, oh, retweet this if you believe in God.
Or you're gonna die. Or you're gonna die.
Scroll or you're going to hell.
Yeah. And it's like, who are you to say that? Again, did God email you?
He must be though.
And I think people use it to, like, I've definitely seen people use religion, or, like, specifically Christianity, to, like, boost their, like, following, or to get likes on a page or something. And they'll be like, I don't know, I just feel like there's this ungenuine group of people that are out here on social media who are, like, preaching the word, or, like, using the word to, like, try to get followers, essentially. And I just it doesn't feel genuine.
It's like when people post, I think I gave this example when we were first writing this episode, but it's like when people talk... Guys.
Are you okay?
Like, she's literally doing her makeup right now, and she has, like, a brown streak across her nose. Like, while we're talking about a serious topic, I don't get it.
No, okay, guys, I gotta tell you. So this is our first time, like we said, doing this, like, offline. And seriously, we're on FaceTime looking at each other, and, I'm just doing crazy shit to help this.
Yeah, you look like you're turning into the Tin Man. I don't know what you're doing over there. Like, what are you doing to your face?
Like, finish answering the question. Like, I don't get it.
I'm sorry.
Religion going too far.
No, I know the question. I'm laughing. So. Okay, no, yeah. So it's like when people post Bible verses and like they seriously have never opened a Bible in their life. They couldn't even explain to you what the verse meant. But it's just with the age of social media and it being so easy to click through things, it's just 1, 2, and you post it on your thing.
Well, I cannot take you seriously. I literally cannot.
Alright, moving on.
I think also with social media, there's also, we talked about the clout chasers, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Andrew C. Codwell, Mr. I Am Delivered.
I thought you were gonna talk about
I will after that.
Oh.
I think he used that to the T. He got a little clout off of that little thing of him saying that he's not gay anymore when we know damn well, sir, you are. Stop it, you damn liar. And then when he be faking on them videos, I hate when the Shade Room reposts him because they be putting the videos of him kissing his quote unquote girlfriend, his little beards, and them. It don't even look real. It just looks he just looks so ew. Just no. And then I want to say Megan Good and her husband. What's her husband's name?
No, Anne, please don't say that.
I'm bringing it up. What's her husband's name?
I don't remember.
What's her husband's name? Let me say
Franklin.
it. Devon Franklin. I don't know. It's something about them or him. He just gives me like deceitful vibes, and I don't know why.
Honestly, Anne, I know that first of all, he's a very attractive man, and it obviously you're jealous.
What?
So let me finish what I was saying. I don't know. Like when he gets on Instagram in the morning posting, God, please, like this daily prayer. It just doesn't seem genuine. Like, I don't know why. I just feel
that's
like
God.
he knows
He is unbelievable. Maybe that is his connection and you can't, that's his thing,
It's unbelievable that you have so much brown on your face right now. That's what's unbelievable. Well, we're trying to have this conversation.
It just, I don't know. I don't see it as genuine. I really don't.
Mm-hmm. It's just certain people, yeah.
You're doing it for attention at this point. It's just like, wait, what? Like, I understand you're devoted. Yes, spread the word.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Social media, I feel like it just kind of ruins it. It just ruins it.
Because it is so personal, I do believe that some parts of your spirituality should be personal. But then, to be honest, in other instances, like, sometimes people just want to share. Like, what would have happened if Gospel Choir kept all the goods to themselves? Where would we be?
Yeah, but that's a little different.
You think it's different?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's different, guys. I really think
all they're doing is singing church songs.
But I don't think that, at least since we're all, like, connected with God, like, I don't think that this, like, spiritual thing is meant to be kept to ourselves. I really don't. I think some parts of it is, like, we're supposed to be good reflections of him. And if that means going out and sharing his word, then...
I mean, I guess, but that's just my perspective. And I want to throw something else out there. Homegirl who was crying on Instagram about her husband cheating on her, crying and praying for him.
Oh my gosh, Anne.
She needs to get that little bit of dignity she had at the door, pick that shit up and walk the fuck away. Girl, why are you doing all that? You just embarrassing yourself. That was the dumbest shit I've ever seen in 2019. And I seen a lot of dumb shit, okay? That was stupid as hell.
Come on.
Embarrassing.
No, that's the shit I'm talking about. Girl, you on Instagram so the Shade Room can repost you praying about some nigga cheating on you? You look stupid.
So, wait a second. So she's not allowed to pray that someone was cheating on her?
No, but why are you putting it on Instagram? Why is that? That's
what she, because, okay,
no, but that's personal.
But what if someone else is going through that and that is the exact prayer they needed?
Bitch.
Like,
I'm not here for that.
This is what I'm saying. You just don't know who. Maybe that wasn't meant for you, Anne.
It ain't. I'm not about to be boo-boo the motherfucking floor on the Shade Room praying about something cheating on me and disrespecting me.
And we need to have more grace, Anne. Come on.
No, that's my perspective. I don't care.
Well, also talking about other things in religion, I feel like people who take it too far. If anybody's from Boston, there is like these people, or there used to be this Haitian guy that used to be on the Orange Line train, and he used to have a sign, and he used to be like literally like almost like verbally attacking people about how they need to follow Christianity, and like, oh, women on the train, if you don't have a skirt on, you're going to hell. Stuff like that.
And like, I'm just kidding.
And like, I don't think, like, personally in the Bible, you're not supposed to force the religion upon anyone. You're not supposed to force the belief upon anyone. Mm-hmm. You're supposed to tell people about it, allow them to the resource to learn about it, and they come of their own free will. You're not supposed to be forcing it. And I really, like, that irks my soul when I see people doing that and telling people like, oh, you need to do this or you're going to hell. And it's like, who are you? Again, did God send you an email? Like,
no. I do believe there's a way that you're supposed to deliver these things when you're talking about spirituality, and not everybody gets it right. You know, obviously we've been in plenty of situations. Specifically, I want to call out Caravana when we was out there mashing it up on the road. We definitely
we was having a grand old time.
We definitely had a few folks.
You know, we was a little skin out, but it was for the season.
Skin was out. It was hot. And you know, people was telling us we wasn't doing it right. We was looking crazy.
Yeah, this woman literally told us that we would not get husbands and we would not be good wives because of how we were displaying ourselves to the world.
And so badly did I want to ask her, where's her husband that would let you go out here in the street?
And it's just like, you cannot do that. Like, that's another thing that I feel like pushes people away from the religion. You cannot just come down on them with the iron fist. Like, no. Anything, I feel like, and one more thing I want to say that I feel like where religion has taken it too far, and this goes way back when, you know, before the Middle Passage and all that, and slavery, all that. Way back when, you know, the Europeans, they was always on some funny business. They were using religion as a way to like push their own propaganda, their own agendas, and oftentimes it came with a lot of violence. But guess what? They said that they were doing it in the name of God. And I just think that's absolutely not okay. Like, how are you killing masses of people or enslaving people all because you feel like, oh, well, God told me to do this? I want to see the email. I want to see it.
Please forward it to me.
Not the email, but the letter that he sent to you.
The letter.
At that point, there was no email.
Send me the pigeon, okay?
Oh,
and I think it's so crazy how people can, like, everybody interprets, I guess, the Bible or the word or Christianity differently. But it's like, how did you get that interpretation? Like, I don't get it.
No, that one does. You know what's crazy? My pastor says that all the time. He be real honest. He says he's going to say the message to all of us, and literally some of us will walk out of there the exact same way we came in. No, it's crazy. It's crazy.
I think that even we were talking about it before as we were making this episode outline about like how it's used in like political campaigns or government. Like people, for example, like even Donald Trump, he says things like, "Oh, it's because of God he's making this decision," or like even the whole like pro-life thing. And it's just like, I'm pretty sure it says somewhere in these legal documents that there's supposed to be a division between church and state. But we forgot about that, right?
You know, I do have an issue with that because, you know, in some parts I can understand. And, you know, maybe when it was being written, since we're talking about politics and religion, like thinking about like, so for example, Anne had mentioned to me, oh, the dollar bill says in God we trust, but, you know, money's the root of evil. And I was like, well, to some extent, it's really about who's pushing the narrative, like who's holding the dollar, like who is the one that is like saying whatever about this, like the religion itself. That matters because they could push it in a negative way versus like, you know, our pastors that push it in a positive way is like for the betterment of people. So it's really about like who is behind a lot of the decisions that are happening for everyone else, and are they pushing the right narrative for the greater good, or are they just causing a mess?
Well, let's also talk about the cult leaders. There's a lot of crazy ass mofos on the planet. Lala, are you okay over there?
And they seem to all be coming from one group in particular, but continue.
From the Bronx.
So this one cult leader that I've always heard about, and the saying is, oh, he's drinking the Kool-Aid whenever you following somebody doing some dumb shit. So a lot of the Trump followers, y'all drinking his fucking Kool-Aid, and I'm confused. Jim Jones.
Not the rapper.
That's
no, not
immediately
the rapper.
what I thought of. I'm so sorry.
No, his name is Jim Jones. And he started this like religious cult and said that he was sent from God basically, and had all his followers go with him to Guyana. And I think like the government was coming after him because they were like, he's a false prophet and he's making these people do all these things and he's not even really sent from God, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. So he told everybody that in order for them to get to heaven, they have to drink the Kool-Aid. But there was poison in the Kool-Aid. They put cyanide in the Kool-Aid. Everybody drank it.
Whole families, whole children, everybody.
Children, babies. There was literally like, if you see the pictures of the amount of bodies on that island just passed out and dead because of that Kool-Aid, it's disgusting. Mm-hmm. So he led that movement, and I'm pretty sure either he drank the Kool-Aid or he shot himself. I can't really remember which one.
I think he might have shot himself.
I believe so too. Mm-hmm. But that's nuts. Like, why would you follow somebody and like you don't find that alarming? Like,
yeah, but that goes back to what we were saying in the beginning. Like, it's people are always longing to believe in something. They get to the point in this life where they feel like there's there must be something out there they have to connect with that isn't physical. And it's like, especially desperate people are the ones that when you're desperate, you're looking for anything to change your situation. All those people, some of them were already in poverty, some of them had like issues at home, so you take people at their weakest, and that's the easiest way to control their mind.
Whoa, I just had a fucking
vision, Raven.
She had an epiphany. She need to go to Tiffany's.
Fendi, my slippers and my cookies always slippery. I don't need help. I pay the bills on time.
If you guys could guess that song, literally, we will give you $1 gazillion.
Oh, okay. What?
That's coming out of your pocket?
No, that's coming out the level 3 heat budget. We budgeted for that.
Our budget is 0 right now.
But yeah. Wow, I just had makes sense.
Guys, are you gonna share it?
No,
but it sounded like it was gonna be good.
I won't share that one.
Okay, share with us after.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I think we covered a lot of good points in this episode. I think we could definitely do another episode on it. Like, religion is such a vast topic that we could go on it for days. But I'm gonna wrap this one up for now. I think we hit some good points. So we can go into the cool down, say our last little pieces before we sign off. So I'll let you ladies go first.
I'll start.
Ain't nobody told you could start first.
But I did.
Period.
Don't you look like one of the city girls?
All right, so it's Ann here, and my last thing to say would be follow your own heart and destiny. Do not let anybody pressure you into believing in something you don't really want to believe in or you're not comfortable in. You find where your comfort zone is and you decide what you want to do with it, okay? If you don't want to believe in anything, that's your business. If you do, hooray, that's your business. But don't let anybody else pressure you. Don't let a relationship pressure you. Don't let a friendship pressure you. Don't let your parents pressure you. Do it on your own time. Because nobody can tell you when your time is. God, well, whatever you believe in will tell you when it is.
And that's on what, Ann? That's on what?
Period. Poo, poo, poo.
And can we get an amen? Because that was the word. Amen. That was the word. Okay.
And I say church.
Yeah, I was gonna say something essentially along the lines of that. Like, you should only be a part of something that you want to, and it will only feel good if you want to. Anyways, so I mean, I think Anne already she stomped her iron fist on that one already. So
I agree with her 100%. And just do your research. Open a book.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Okay, guys. So I feel like this was a great episode to come back on.
It was fun, yeah.
It was.
It was good. We did this little remote thing. I'm all laid up in my bed.
I'm doing a little tutorial.
Now I don't even have to drive back home an hour and a half.
She don't got to put her wig on, nothing.
We do so much for you guys. We really love y'all. Yes,
so make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Level 3 Heat. Check out our clothing line. Buy some. I mean, it's more than clothing on there. We have a whole bunch of different stuff.
Buy our merch.
Because I definitely showed y'all my iPhone case and it's popping.
So all those links should be connected to our pages. So check it out. Drop some cash. Get your logos. Get your gear so you can be a part of the family officially. And we'll see you guys next time. Okay?
Oh, cool.
Alrighty. Bye.
Bye.
On my knee like Jesus, please. He don't even believe in Jesus. Why you got a Jesus?